Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Gatorade Esports Racing Network. My name is T-Bird, bringing you tonight's special edition from the Gatorade Eracing series as they take on the Tradin Paint Racing League at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The rules are simple. Each league has 5 drivers in the race. Take all their finishing spots, average them out. Whichever one's better is the winner. Simple as that. Now, we'll get a quick look at Las Vegas as well as information regarding fuel and tires for the evening. If you look on the screen right now. And note that qualifying for this event will begin right around 10 p.m. Eastern. As coming out here to the track, alright, apologize for that, but here from Las Vegas now, coming out of pit road, just do a quick hot lap here. Look at the fuel. It says 20 laps, and it drops down to 19 very quickly, however. As you see, there you go. And so the length of this race is going to be the Gatorade E-Racing Series length and tire wear rules, as well as stages being on. That's a rule split between both leagues, as this was a combination effort from both leagues to create the rule set. However, that's what the Gatorade E-Racing Series, that's their party end, their end of the deal. Tradin Paint has declared the race law between no drafting, which will be very interesting. It's going to be pure pace and racecraft. No, not trying to hang on to your buddy in the draft or even your rival. Try to stick with them, trying to make a move when your car comes into it. As well as in stage 1 and stage 3, I believe, if not all stages, that there will be a mandatory pit stop to prevent any sort of fuel-saving nature, just a pure speed event between all the drivers, which will create a challenge in itself, getting the right setup in, getting pit road in nice and smoothly, not trying to speed, because that will set you back a good bit, especially if it happens in the last stage. Now, the first 2 stages, I do not believe, and we can get clarification on this later, do not factor into the equation of the final tally. I believe it's just the final result. That goes into everything. And as I were going out, you were looking over the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll hop right into here, get a couple more laps, just a little bit about the track before we get underway from the Gatorade E-Racing Series car. And it's a nice 1.5 mile D-shaped oval, the banked front straightaway. Come down to turn 1, and especially early on, there's multiple lines through 1 and 2. You'll see a lot of drivers try to making passes up on that high side early in the run, but as the run goes on, you sort of start seeing that tire wear come to effect. And while you can make a outside move work in 3 and 4, it's less consistent in 1 and 2 in terms of getting the job completed from the outside. But as we saw in the official league race last Sunday at Fontana, you will also see drivers go down to that apron, try to make that front straightaway as short as possible. Especially with no draft, trying to get quickest way around the track. Because if you stay up here, you're gonna lose time compared to dropping right down here, and you're by one guy, and you're side by side with another. That's just so that's your breakdown of the track. Stage lengths will be 19 laps, 16 laps, and about 26 laps. So now, with that out the way, it'd be quite nice to know who's actually taking part in this event. Now, we'll begin with the members of the Gatorade Eracing series that are running. So, first on the leaderboard is the league owner himself, Nike Boy Will, the points leader through 5 races in the league. He is taking up the challenge. TSN Savage, who we saw mixing it up at the front at Fontana last week in that number 8 car, is driver number 2. Driver number 3, another guy that at times was getting right up in the thick of action at Fontana last Sunday, Mike G in that 1 car. The 4th driver, the 43K line, who says he really likes Vegas and is excited to get down to business. And last, as a late substitute, will be the 3 car of Masopes, who had a bit of struggles a week ago, got caught up in some incidents, but he'll be back right here, and he's ready to prove that he can represent this league on a league versus league basis. Meanwhile, for the other side of things, Tradin Paint, they have the following lineup for themselves. The man who's been organizing it on their side, Dale 9 Fan. Porton, who's expected to be leading the charge on track for the Tradin Paint crew. Dandrew, some of you may recognize from racing him in AFF as well as this league. And then they also have Tony and Roush to round out their roster for the event. As they get set to compete against the Gatorade Eracing Series for 67 laps. 4 minutes from qualifying, so we'll now take the time to get some social media stuff out the way. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Gatorade Eracing Series action. After this race today, we have our All-Star race coming up Sunday from the Iowa Motor Speedway with a lot of playoff points on the line for the drivers that compete in it. So be sure to watch that one. That will be a good one. That starts at a new time for Sunday nights. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 1 hour back from the start time last Sunday at Fontana. Once again, that is 9 p.m. Eastern for this Sunday. And also, if you're not already, follow us on Twitter with the tag at GESN League, or on Instagram with the Gatorade Eracing series, or on TikTok, where we've just gotten out the first highlight video on there with the and that's just at GESN Racing. I apologize for the quick interruption. We're just getting the race control feed set up for you guys. You'll be able to hear whenever cautions come out and how many laps to go from on the track themselves. And just a bit curious here. Daily Lap Times Cup Series at Las Vegas. And those all look to be custom sets, which, if you are not familiar with the game, that is full control of the car and how it runs. We do not do that. We are not doing that tonight. We do not do that in official racing. It is. We have what is called sliders, preset setups, and you can only change the tire pressures and the tape in the wedge. So those three things will be able to be changed once you're down pit road, but you cannot change the overall basis of the car besides what the game gives you. So while you have a 30 flat popping up on your board right now, expect the lap times to probably be closer to a 30.6, 30.7 off the start and drop down to the mid 31s as the run goes on. As now we are looking, I believe the invites will be coming out soon for qualifying. We'll get a better introduction for the crew that is coming out here today for some racing action. As looks like race control is just getting final things checked out, make sure all the drivers from each respective league are in and set.
So we're just waiting on Portman, then we'll go.
One last thing to mention for league racing
And I'm pretty sure
ordeals. If you want to join the Gatorade Eracing series for Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, be sure to you can contact Nike Boy Will on Discord. That is Nike Boy Will 12 with the code 9242. Nike Boy Will 12 hashtag 9242. Once again, if you're interested in joining the Gatorade Eracing series after watching tonight's action, or any action in the future, or any action in the past, or any action at all, I suppose.
Dale, do you want to go over the rules before we start, or do you want to do it after phone call?
Now is the time to get a quick little break at whatever snacks, drinks, whatnot that you need to get to watch.
I realize the pit they're unqualified.
And all right, there we go. So we're gonna load in, get a proper introduction to these drivers here, and see how lap times are looking from the heaters. The crowd on for the night show.
You can't change it after.
There's Dale 9 fan leading the trade paint lead with Soaps in 3 for Gatorade Eracing series. TSN Savage, another one for Gatorade. Like Dandrew, he's dropped now to the back, probably trying to get some space in at 88. He is part of Trade and Paint. Roush, another part of Trade and Paint. You have Nike Boy Will, K-Line Boy, Mike G. Those three are the rest of your Gatorade Erasing Series roster. Smooth Crim for Trade and Paint in that Jeff Gordon 24, and a Portent in a 19 for Trade and Paint. There's your 10 drivers as they go around the track for qualifying laps. Masopes has pulled his car off onto the apron, perhaps trying to get a pit stop, or just wrecking his car. That also works. So, draft is, at the very least, very limited. So it's very interesting to see three guys all bunched up, and now Dale Fan just lets Nike Boy and TSN Savage on their way. Wow. Portent makes his way around K-Line. Now a couple guys coming down to the pit lane. Nike Boy and Dale Fan try to get the most they could possibly get out of their cars for these quality runs. Maybe loosen them up, add some more tape for more downforce, adjust tire pressures. There's a bunch of things that you can do once you're down pit road. Even just get fresh tires on slightly lower fuel. That could also be a huge benefit.
Keeper, say something. I know you can hear me.
Booth has a copy. All right, now it'll be Nike and Dale out of the pit lane. As well as, I believe, the 17 of Roush. Those are the three guys that have gone down the pit lane. Everyone, and now there's more. Mike G, Dandrew, Smooth Crim, they're in for setups. They're trying to get that extra lap out of their tank. But on the flip side, Nike Boy, Dale Fan, they're going to have a more hot laps to run on this setup. They're all together now, though. And Nike Boy, at least out of pit road, has pulled away from Dale 9 Fan. As it looks, as we're looking at maybe 1 to 2 more laps from these guys for qualifying runs, and we'll see who has the best time afterwards. Meanwhile, the crew that has not pit, that's the 8 of TSN Savage, the 19 to Portent, the 43 K-Line Boy, and maybe the 24 and the 3, although it looks like they might have pitted on their own regard as a third group. All right, so there's TSN Savage. He's crossing the line. So everyone else, this is the lap. This is the end of the line. Nike Boy Will coming out of turn number 4 this time. He's been looking smooth all throughout the qualifying runs. He gets a nice run at the very end. There's Roush and Dale 9 Fan across. Soaps and Smooth Crim are across. That's everyone with their qualifying laps. Then we'll get the top times in a moment, as well as the starting order for this league versus league event. If you are out in the live YouTube land, give out a shout for who you think has the pole as we get back into the lobby. And pole goes to Dale 9 Fan with a 30.74 flat. Mike G off by 3/1000 of a second. That's followed by Nike Boy Will, 1 off of Mike G, or 21/1000 of a second off of Mike G. TSN Savage takes 4th, so that's 3 out of 4 spots in the front 2 rows for the Gatorade Eracing Series. The problem is the pole goes to Trade Paint for them. Smooth Crim sets in the 5 spot, while Portent grabs position number 6. So 3rd row, all Trade and Paint. Meanwhile, it's a split row 4 with Soaps and Dandrew. And round now, it will be Roush, 8, and K-Line Boy. That is your starting grid. Race Control will be going over the rules one more time with the drivers before we are off for 67 laps from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Do you have anyone out in the YouTube land with their picks to win tonight?
That's about it.
I don't suppose. All right, so we're just waiting on the go-ahead from Racing. Waiting for Race Control to give the go-ahead for to join the booth once again to watch.
Did you go over the average of the finishing position for each show?
Nike, just some clarification for the booth. Is it the average finishing for each stage or just the final results?
Just the finish.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So as planned, it is just the final results that matter for the average finish result. What's up with the NASCAR Heat 5 community? Yeah, well, we got a solid 17 out of 20 for Daytona Lobby, 16 out of 40 for a Daytona Lobby, and, well, an 11 out of 27 of all numbers for a Daytona Lobby. Sounds about right. But who cares about that? We got the best action coming up momentarily. Is Biff good to join?
You missed 3 laps. We're on lap 4 now. But you haven't missed anything.
Alright, so
Dale fell from first to outside the top 5. We have first, second, fourth, and fifth right now. First, second, third, and fifth right now.
alright, there's the quick update from race control, and as it stands, Mike G, as they've gotten started in this race, has taken the lead. Nike Boy Will second, and it's now Smooth Crim in third. Wow, it's TSN Savage side by side for fourth place. Now Dale Ninechan has taken back the fourth spot. Started on pole, fell back outside top 5. He's worked his way back up to fourth place. And it's fifth and sixth for Gatorade Eracing Series, trying to hold back the rest of Tradin Paint, who are all hawking them right there. The 19 trying to split the middle. That's Portent. Meanwhile, Smooth Crim is getting to the back of the 11 of Nike Boy Will in a battle for second. Side by side right here. 24, as we talked about pre-race, right around the outside is the place to be at the start of the run. And it looks like he's going to make it work for the second spot. Meanwhile, Masosa seems to have a bit of issues trying to keep drivers behind him. He's dropped back to 9th. Dandrew back to 10th. As they all start going single file. Here and there, all relatively evenly spaced. Looks like the 9 now, Dale Fan, he's going to be the one putting pressure on the 11. This is for third. The 11 might try to want to back the 9 back to his teammate in the 8. Try to get a spot there, forcing them to go side by side. And also perhaps alleviate some pressure having 2 Tradin Paint guys behind that 8 car looking for that top 5 position. Out front is Mike G in the 1 for Gatorade Eracing Series. He has a good gap over the field. Smooth Crim now P2 after overtaking the 11 a couple laps ago. Now TSN Savage, he's working the outside on Dale Fan. Had actually completed a move, but now Dale Fan is making his way back down the inside. 10 laps to go in stage number 1. Now, I do believe that there was the mandatory pit rule for stage 1 and stage 3 for sure. And it looks to me maybe, no, it looks, thought maybe that was the 9 and the 17 signaling their intentions there to the rest of the field, and especially their teammates in the 19 and 88. But now TSN Savage, he's actually coming up fast on his teammate. You wonder what the play is from Gatorade here. And it looks like Nike Boy Will just going to let the 8 have the inside, and also creates a roadblock in them as well between the 9, the 19, and the 17. Oh, the 11's in the wall a bit. And that's going to keep the rest of the field within range. K-Line trying to, and Masoch trying to get penetration from the back of that group. And it looks like the 43 could have something. He's split the middle on the 19 and the 88, who's also been trying to work his way into spots. That they just all collided. The 19 is up into the wall, and he's going to lose touch here. Meanwhile, the 11 starting to get loose out the corner. He's lost a spot to the 9. And it's going to be this midfield jockeying that's going to be determining this event. You could tell right away. No one's going to be running away with this. They have top 2 are split. 3rd and 4th are split. 5th and 6th are split. 7 and 8 trying to hold off 9 and 10 for Gatorade. That gives them these. So Gatorade Eracing Series a slight advantage here in stage 1 right now. The 9 Dale Fan trying to make his way past the 8 for a spot. He will get there, and that is huge for him. And it looks like the 17. Oh, the 8's getting real loose now. Looks like there has been a spin for the 8. TSN Savage, we saw him getting loose out of turn 2. He's just didn't have the grip, and then out of turn 4, he just completely lost it. And that is a huge blow for in the track position game. Now the 24, Smooth Crim. Oh, big wreck. That's and a huge wreck. The 19, the 43, the 11. Everybody has to fit. I don't know how we don't have a game caution right now. That's insane. Drivers for the duck-in. Meanwhile, Mike G from the lead has made his pit stop for stage 1. Dale Fan's still out on track. Perhaps. The 11 Nike Boy Will just got loose, went back up to the 43. 19 had nowhere to go. Now all 3 of them pitted together after the wreck. The TSN Savage just exited his pit stall while Mike G enters. Smooth Crim could be very well inheriting the lead late in this run. There's the one of Mike G as we are on board with the 24. And they're going to come out real close. I don't think anybody's going to go down there, so. Mike G holds the slight advantage on the 24. The 8 barely out in front, trying to keep his lead lap. And we expect similar from those involved in the earlier incident. There's Nike Boy Will right in front of the two leaders who are side by side. Looks like the 43 and
24
and maybe some team games right here. The 11 not battling these guys. Could he try to hold up the 24, try to get his teammate on that pole for stage number 2? Work the track position game. D'Andrew, Roush, and the Soaps, they're off of where the leaders are. K-Line, Dale 9 fan as well. Actually, I wonder if the 9 tried to play strategy here. No, they did not. That's the 1 and 24 across the line. The 1 seems to have gotten to position. There's the 1788-3. That group's come across now. K-Line and Dale Fan and Nike Boy Will, who just manages to hold on to his lead lap. He'll wrap it up himself.
Yeah, sorry about that climb. I was got loose on it.
So, all right, some early action. The stage 1 wreck.
How many were last stage?
Nick
Yeah, I don't think we're good though.
mixes it up. As it looks to be Mike G and Smooth Crim, the top 2 on the track, the top 2 in the starting order for stage number 2. Dale 9 fan looks to be the 3rd place car. Or, actually, I believe he's behind him. Yes, he's all the way back in 6th. It is. And Portent in 19 playing some strategy. He takes the pole with some pit strategy. And now he's pulling off. I don't think he made it down pit road. That's going to be a huge blow for Tradin Paint. As that is him likely out of contention for this stage and could be trapped a lap down for the last stage if things go awry. Meanwhile, up front, Mike G's holding off Smooth Crim, although now the 24 looks to the inside for the race lead. It is the 17 of Roush and the 9 of Dale Fan, the 88 of D'Andrew. Those are the 3 behind the 2 leaders. And it's just behind them a brigade of Gatorade Eracing Series cars. And Smooth Crim, he's going to work the inside. They're going to be side by side, right on each other's doors. Out of turn 4 that time. They're still going at it. Conga line now on the bottom of Tradin Paint cars. The 17 of Roush, he tries to send in there, try to get some space for his teammate perhaps. Or even just got the spot for himself. But he won't be able to stick it. Mike G gets clear for 2nd, and now there could be side by side between teammates for 3rd. And they're going to want to situate that out quickly if they want to keep the spots. $17 and $88 now side by side. That's for 4th, and then it's the 11 Nike Boy, 3 of Soaps, 8 of TSN Savage. They're all right behind him. K-Line right at the tail end of that pack, and then just a quick check on Portent. He has gone down pit road. Come back out. He will be a lap down, and hoping that nobody else falls a lap down. So as I sit right now, it's looking like Trading Paint has the advantage with 4 cars in the top 5. They are getting held back by Portent all the way back in 10th, but I doubt that lasts long. And it looks like side by side for 6, Nike Boy and Masopes. That's 2 teammates right there, and they're making a bit of contact. As perhaps they want to try to get single file, try to work around. 17 of Roush just gets in the wall. That's going to be spot, and maybe even a third. All 3 of them by the 17. That's a huge momentum boost for the Gatorade Eracing Series guys as they drop, as Roush drops from 5th to 8th and a huge loss. And meanwhile, looking back up front, the 24 is under pressure from the 1. Mike G, who's led the majority of this race so far, against Smooth Crim, who's been the biggest competitor for the 1 so far. They say single file right now. Masopes is now taking the forefront for the Gatorade E-Racing cars in that number 3 as they try to run down Dandrew and Dale 9fan for the 3rd and 4th spots. You know, that's Nike ball in the wall. Will he be able to hold on position? Him and TSN Savage are going to be side by side, and they're just going to build a wall for that against that 17. Don't give him any spot to go to try to overtake him. And even then, 17 is still going to try low. Might have the 11. They're going to be side by side off the exit of the corner. And now Nike Boy will with the momentum from the outside. He's not going to get completely clear. But now he could come across, and yep, he will. Nike Boy retains the spot for Gatorade E-Racing Series. Meanwhile, 3rd, 4th, 5th now. That's 3 under a blanket. Now, 3rd, 4th don't really matter in the grand scheme of things if they swap places. But if that 3 car can find his way in there, that's going to be another spot for Gatorade E-Racing Series to get it over Trade Paint Racing League. As now 6.5 laps left to go in station number 2. They're going to be side by side for 3rd and 4th. Does Masopes try to follow someone through, or does he try to make a move 3 wide? Oh, he's right there on the 9. They're going to be side by side for the 4th spot. Masopes playing Mr. Aggressor. Gets 1. Can he get 2? Dale 9fan is fighting back. He's going to have the inside for 3 and 4. Masopes trying to get the run. Meanwhile, in that back group, the 17's gone around Nike Boy Will for a spot and is looking on the 8 now. And they're going to be side by side. As we've now hit less than 5 to go in station number 2. So starting to get a bit loose there. Can't hold on to the back of the 9088. 17 just also made his way through for another spot back on TSN Savage. So he's gotten back 2 from what he lost from that hard contact with the wall earlier this stage. Smooth Crim has pulled way out from Mike G in that free space. There's now less than 4 to go. Bit of a shuffling between the back guys in the back for Gatorade as Nike Boy Will and now K-Line has overtaken TSN Savage. Perhaps still a couple issues with that A car, as we saw in stage 1 with his spin out of turn 4. 3 to go in the stage, and it looks like things have settled down. Oh, Masopes has actually had a major issue And it's dropped way back. All the way back to 9th. So now it's going to be back to where we were right at the beginning of the stage. With Tradin Paint holding 1, 3, 4, 5. And Mike G the Lone Wolf and P2 for Gatorade. DeAndrew has taken the forefront of that third spot now, as he'll have the task in the last stage of trying to get around that one, get even more points for Trade Paint. While the strategy is going to have to come quick for Gatorade, as they need to get guys up to the front in a hurry. As we wind down stage number 2. We'll bring it back over to the front with Smooth Crim in the Jeff Gordon 24. Out to about a second lead. I'd give it between him and the 1. As they come across the line, there is stage 2. And with that, we're set up for the money run. 26 laps, a pit stop, and a whole lot on the line. Finishing positions, this is where it counts. Portent back on the lead lap as well for Tradin Paint. That was a huge missing piece for them in a run that's always already looked promising. This looks to be perhaps the last adjustments for these guys before they get underway for stage number 3. Does anyone have something for these front 2? Mike G, Smooth Criminal in the class of the field tonight. Does Gatorade have what it takes to come back in this? It's the 1, the 24, the 88, the 9, the 17, and the 11. The front 3 rows. It's green flag for stage 3, the money stage in this league versus league competition. Mike G out to the early advantage. They're going to be side by side for second between Tradin Paint drivers. The 9's washed up a little bit. Perhaps some contact from the 88. That's going to give Nike Boy and Roush the spots there.
17 just lagged pretty bad on my screen when they come to complete stop.
As maybe some lag issues from 17 as race control is proposing. The 11 trying to put pressure on the 17. Now the 3 in the soaps. He's going to get involved. It's going to be 3 wide for the spot there.
We're three. Not anymore.
And now the 3 car backs out in that side-by-side position. The 1 side-by-side battle. Dale Fan and Nike Boy in a critical spot as the 3 Masopes might try to follow through if the pass on the inside can work. But they're going to, Masopes going to run outside, maybe try to cut down, try to block any space behind for Dale Fan. A little bit of contact there between the 11 and the 9. That's going to send him back side by side of 9 to 3 now. Masopes, he's going to try to get both of them to team orders in play here. Is it? Meanwhile, up front, Smooth Crib bearing down that 1 car. Masopes is getting past Nike Boy. And now Nike Boy is going to try to hold the outside on Dale Fan. It looks like he might just about do that. Yes, he will. That's the spot to the 11. So that's a key driver that they That was up towards the front for Tradin Paint in the last stage. He's now right there in the mid pack behind 2 more Gatorade cars. As now the 3 sets aside on the 17 who had consistency issues in stage 2. The 1 is starting to pull away from the 24. The 9 now gives a spot up to his teammate in the 19 to try to run down the 11. And K-Line in the 43 is going to try to make something of it. Soaps went hard in the corner. Roush backs it up and tries to get a run off as the 3 looks once again to get into the party of 3rd and 4th place like he tried last stage before getting shuffled back towards the end of the run. And Dandrew might hit the apron. That's going to open up the door here for the 3. They're going to be 3 wide once again with Soaps barely on the bottom. He'll try to hold it down the bottom. It's Roush down the middle. Dandrew backs off and tries to get the run from outside to inside. Nike Boy Will behind him trying to hold off 2 more Tradin Paint guys. With Soaps, this could be huge if he gets all the way to the top 3. He's around Dandrew. That's the 4th position. And now they'll settle back down line and gather back up for another go at it. 17 looks like he might have caught the apron a little bit. He goes a bit higher off the exit. And Masos is going to peek to the outside. Now does he go low? Now he's just going to follow. And that's what he continues to do. On board the 3. As he waits very late to get off the gas and then gets back in it fairly quickly. He has a lot of grip in that car right now. And there goes Masopes. He's going to try to get underneath the 17 here. Can't get it to work. It looked like he had a nose. Now the 88 tries his turn at it. Masopes in the 3 goes way high. Perhaps a bit too high. He's going to have momentum. Oh, it's contact. The 3. Oh, he spuns it. That's Masopes. Huge spin. Try to keep the momentum up. Out. Couldn't hold on to it. And that is a huge loss for Gatorade in stage 3. If they don't get a caution, that's going to be pretty much last place locked up to them. And that was also the biggest competitor against Roush and Dandrew. It seemed like as Masosa was making up ground, making moves, just made one move too aggressive. And it all's falling apart. Meanwhile, back in what's now the 5th position, Nike Boy Will is trying to hold off Portent and Dale 9 Fan. As Mike G has made his way down pit road, try to split this stage in half. By the looks of it. We'll see if other drivers try any strategy for track position. Mike. And there's the 3 car. He's down pit road. He is now guaranteed last place to Gatorade. With a retirement. No, he's just down pit road. Excuse me. So it's Smooth Brim out all alone in that lead now. 2nd, 3rd, both Tradin Paint cars. Nike Boy Will in the 11. He's going to be down in this time. And that might hold up the 9-19. Oh, it's going to be 3 cars in. The Roush and Dandrew also in for their money stops. As looks like the 9-19, they'll be swapping places. Give Dale Fan space to try to get a run and get a chance to set up the 11 late in this. Looks like the consensus has been 4 tires. As everyone goes there. Smooth Crim. He is still out on track. He is yet to pit. 410 is now pitted. So that leaves Smooth Crim and Dale Fan as the last 2 cars to pit. They might be trying strategy here. Mike G, first out of the cars that have pitted, and was first before pit stop started. Nike Boy has now gathered up his teammates once again. Poor 10 to 19. He is back behind. Going to at least be 2, maybe all 3. And it will be all 3. K-Line Boy and TSN Savage now have the job of holding off the 19. While Nike Boy sets his sights on the 2 teammates in front of him. And it looks like these 2 are playing fair game. See if that's the case behind for Gatorade as they try to set up what they want to do against this 19, who is on fresher tires. And it looks like they opt for K-Line to go around the 8 of TSN Savage. As Savage just rides the wall there. 19's actually going to get by him for the spot. And now K-Line tries the exact same strategy to a much similar result. There's Smooth Crim, there's Dale Fan. So 7 to go, less than that now. Smooth Crim has taken 2 tires. Dale Fan has taken 2 tires. That's Tradin paint cars. That's 1-3 right now. Mike G, first car on 4 tires. He's P2. And P4 and 5, that's Dandrew and Roush. Those are Tradin paint. So Tradin paint 1, 3, 4, 5. Gatorade sitting 6. 8, 9, 10. With 4 of their drivers. They have Mike G up in 2nd right now. That's now coming to 5 to go for Smooth Crim. Will the 2 tires hold up against the 4? He has about a 2.5 second lead. Dale Fan, meanwhile, has a similar gap over his 2 teammates, Andrew and Roush. As they've crossed 4 to go. As it looks like this time it's going to be Tradin paint, barring major catastrophe. It looks like they have this in the bag. Huge mistake from the three Masobes. Costed a lot of spots for the Gatorade crew. But at the same time, Tradin Paints have just had some decent speed right there. They've been able to hold those uh, mid pack spots over Gatorade all night. And it was a very well contested, very respectful event, which we all can attest to is something that we like to see. As Smooth Crim makes it either 3 or 2 to go. We'll figure it out from the crowd noise. There goes the 24 through 3 and 4. Mike G is slowly gaining, same with the 988 and 17. They actually might get together here right at the very end, but I doubt they do much of anything. They're well clear of those behind that they're competing against. And the cheers from the crowd come about. Smooth Crim will take the first spot in the League versus League in Tradin Paint as they all come across now.
Yeah, y'all got it. If y'all want to ever do it again and we'll pick the track and y'all can pick the settings, we can do that. But y'all definitely got this one.
As Tradin Paint will take the League versus League.
I guess they all know this is my least favorite track on the game outside of Kentucky, so.
With that, it's GG's to our competitors from the Tradin Paint Racing League. Go give them a check out on. They're active on the NASCAR Heat5 community and Facebook. If you're interested in seeing what they're about, they race Thursday nights when they're not doing this with us. Once again, other than that, much respect to our competitors and a GG on their achievement this evening. Meanwhile, here from the Gatorade Eracing Series Network, it's been T-Bird in the booth. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be back Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern with the All-Star Race from Iowa. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at GESN League, TikTok at GESN Racing, and Instagram as at the Gatorade E-Racing Series. With that, thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you next time. Signing off.